Welcome to A New Life podcast with Pamela Jean, where it's all about empowering women to empower more women. Get ready, friends, to create a new life. And here is your host, Pamela Jean.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to A New Life podcast. This is Pamela Jean, your coach and guide to designing the life and business you truly desire. Today, we're discussing something that might shake up your thoughts a little bit about success. You know, we spend our lives chasing success, working harder, reaching milestones, working longer, making more money, climbing the ladder, building a business, believing that when we get there, in air quotes, we finally will be happy. But what if I told you that success doesn't guarantee happiness? Ooh, this is going to be good. Buckle up. Let's dive on in. So first of all, we're going to talk about the illusion of happiness through success. Let's start with the hard truth. Success is not the same as happiness. You can achieve everything you set out to do, hit the six-figure mark, grow the business, buy the dream home, have the boat, have the second home, and still feel empty, unsatisfied, or worse, lost, and oftentimes alone. Why? Because success is external. It's on the outside. Happiness is internal. I've always said happiness is an inside job. We have been conditioned to believe that external achievements will solve internal struggles. If I make more money, I'll feel secure. If I lose weight, I'll love myself more. If I reach this goal, then I'll finally be happy. When's the last time you've said this to yourself? The truth is, happiness is a skill. It's an inside job, and it has nothing to do with what you have done or have not done. I see this all the time in high achievers. They reach their goals, and instead of feeling fulfilled, they immediately start chasing the next thing because they thought the goal would make them happy. Reaching that goal would make them happy, but it doesn't work that way. How many highly successful people, think about your favorite athlete or actor or actress, that they've reached such tremendous success and they still are not happy people. Who do you know in your life that is like this? Maybe it's you. So what's the happiness formula? What's the solution to all of this? How can we create real happiness in our lives? Well, here's the formula. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings create actions. Actions create results. Happiness starts with your thoughts, full stop. It doesn't start with your job, your income, your relationship, your spouse, your children, or your achievements. The problem isn't that success is bad. Success is a good thing. It's what we've attached the wrong meaning to. Success is great. Ambition is great, but if your happiness depends on external achievements, you're always at a risk of losing it. So let's reframe it. Success is not the goal, happiness is. And happiness comes from how you think and feel about your life, not from what you achieve. Now, if you can use what you achieve as a gift to someone else, I can promise you that's going to make you happy right there. So how do you create happiness then? How do you separate that happiness from success? And how do you learn to be happy now instead of waiting for the thing that you think are going to make you happy? First of all, let's define what's happiness mean to you. What if you made happiness a priority instead of success? what would that look like? Not what do I want to achieve, but how do I want to feel every day? And practice gratitude daily. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already there. Have you ever been around that friend that is so unhappy all the time, and they're not grateful for anything? Their focus is completely on what they don't have, not what they do have. Happiness isn't in the future. It's not something that will come when something else happens. If I get a new car, I'll be happy. If I can buy a different house, I'll be happy. If I get a different job, I'll be happy. If I had more money, I'll be happy. That's futuristic. That's the if. Happiness is in this moment right now. What do you have in this moment right now to be happy about, or happy for, or grateful for? Take time out of every single day to focus on what's already amazing in your life, not what you think your life is missing. And how can you pay it forward? How can you do one thing today to pay your happiness forward? The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is detaching your worth from achievement. Your identity is not attached to what you accomplish or what you achieve. It's not. That's not who you are. Your accomplishment isn't who you are. You are valuable because of who you are, not because of what you do, not because of what you've earned, not because of what you have. You're valuable because of what you do for someone else. You don't have to earn happiness. Happiness is just being. And lastly, enjoy the process, not just the outcome. If you don't love the journey, the destination isn't going to matter. Find joy in the everyday moments, every single moment, the work, the learning, the growth, the hard times, and the good times. So I want to share a quick story with you about a client of mine. She had an insanely successful business. I mean, absolutely insane. She hit her financial goals. She rose to the top of her field in her industry. Unbelievable success. And yet, you're not going to believe this. She called me one day and said, "Pamela, I don't feel any different. I thought I would feel amazing when I hit my goal, but I don't. What's wrong with me?" Oh, nothing was wrong with her. Even after reaching this insane goal, she still didn't feel worthy. She asked what was wrong with her. Nothing was wrong with her. But she had been chasing happiness in the wrong place. Through our coaching, she learned to focus on what truly made her happy, and those things were connection, creativity, and impact rather than the achievement. Happiness comes from the creative part, the impact that you make on others. And when she did that, she felt happier than she ever had before, regardless of her success. The success was like the icing on the cake. It wasn't the cake itself. So here is my challenge for you this week. Ask yourself, am I chasing success or am I creating happiness? What small thing can you do today that brings joy? Not because it gets you closer to a goal, but simply because it makes you happy. I want to tell you a little story. Last week I was at the grocery store, and if you know me at all, you'll know that there's nothing less I like more than going to the grocery store. Not a big fan, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I had to go to the store, and I don't enjoy that. But when I went up to the carts, to get your shopping cart, I pull out a cart, and there's a lady behind me, and I wheeled it towards her, and I said, "Did you need this cart? You're welcome to have this one." And she looked at me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That was so nice of you." I'm like, "Absolutely. It's not a problem." And I smiled to myself thinking, wow, it didn't take much to have an impact on this woman. When I got into the store, she stopped me again and said, "I just have to tell you, I have been having the worst day. I just left work. I had a conflict with a fellow employee. I just am having such a hard day." And tears filled her eyes, and she looked at me and she said, "Thank you for being so kind to me. That little act of kindness just has turned my entire day around. Thank you so much." We exchanged a hug and a huge smile. Oh my gosh, that made me feel so good. It made me feel so good. I don't like going to the grocery store. I could have had this ugly attitude of going to the store because I don't enjoy it. But just that tiny act of kindness reminded me that I go nowhere by accident. Where I go, God has sent me. He has put me there for a reason. And that day, it was to be kind to that woman who needed it. So what small thing can you do today that brings you joy? That brought me so much joy. So much joy. Because I made another person feel good and be happy. So in closing, friends, success is amazing, but it's not happiness. You don't have to wait to feel fulfilled. You can choose happiness right now. If today's episode has resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And if you're ready to dive deeper into designing the life you love, let's connect. Shoot me an email, pamelajean.anewlife@gmail.com. Until next time, remember, a new life is always within your reach. You can choose happiness right now. Thank you for joining me. Make it a great week, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us today on A New Life podcast. We will see you next time.